Hey, 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 you know what time it is.
It's time for the Heart to Heart Journey to Unconditional Love podcast.
Yes, I am your host, the late bloomer. That is my co-host, Harlan Brown. And guess what, Harlan Brown? We got quick hits.
Quick hits. Let's hit it then. What
You
do
just
we
want to
need
go
to
right into
respond
it?
to today?
Oh, you just want to go right into it? You don't know how
Oh
about
yeah. I'm going in. I'm going
Okay,
in.
we just gonna go
It's
into
quick.
it. Okay, there it is. So the question was here: how do you pay the bills in your household?
How do you pay the bills in your household?
Look, you done festered up some mess because I got some answers for you, buddy.
Well, that's good
This
because they
question
need to
like
be
hits
heard.
some nerves with some people.
Well, that's what we want to do. We want to provoke some thought.
We're gonna provoke some, but you didn't provoke some thoughts. You probably you got people that's probably getting in line that divorce line because when after they had to have this discussion, it's like, oh my God, I'm really
Mm-mm.
how are we really paying the bills in our household?
This discussion is going to prevent you from getting to that divorce line. This is going to help you to resolve some of those issues. So
There
yeah,
you
this is a
go.
good one.
There you go. So that's what we have here. We have a heart to heart here. That's why I love this podcast and I love this quick hit question. So without further ado, let's go with some of the answers that you received. Well, we can talk about we received them, but
Yes.
that you want to discuss and what was kind of stood out to you.
Well, I mean, there was a lot of 50-50, right? There's a lot of people who believe in 50-50. I was quite surprised that there was still people who really truly went the traditional way. When I say traditional way, that means the man pays for everything and a woman, whatever her money is just her money, right? So I just thought that surprised me because I understand that it traditional could be pretty, that could be pretty heavy, or especially with new couples coming together.
Yeah.
So that was just the one thing that surprised me, that there were some that was going a traditional route, but most was 50-50.
Wow. I got more of a hybrid type deal. It's crazy because like when you're talking about relationships now, there are a lot of people who have been in relationships and was divorced.
Right.
So they're starting a new relationship. They're in a relationship now. They got remarried. So they did things a little differently. And times are different.
Mhm.
You're at different times in your place for it. Now I know on your 30s to 40s type geographics, they were all talking about 50-50.
Yes.
They were like, hey, we split the bills. That's how we do it. Because again, they're more professionals. They come from, they went to college. They both are professionals and they feel that, it's 50-50 is the way to go. I
Right.
commend them for that. I don't,
Mhm.
I it's one of those things, and I'll save my opinion for later because I know we got a quick hits there, but I'll commend them for doing the 50-50 thing if it makes it easier.
Yeah.
I believe you have to have that conversation because people were saying the way that they pay the bills. But like so let's say they said the mortgage, because it was their house, that person who the house is named in, and they didn't put this new spouse on there, they paid the mortgage because they were like, they're not going down this path. They want to make sure that it's theirs. They ain't got to worry about splitting nothing because
Right.
that's theirs, and they can prove that they paid the mortgage every month. That I thought that was commendable. I thought that was I can see that. Um, I seen where others put the other spouse on there, but they still wanted the responsibility because that's how it was. So I can see that too. And then it was just the man, the traditional, the man paid for everything, or the woman paid for everything. It just depends where they were career wise.
Exactly.
Because
That
again,
happens a lot.
there
Yeah.
were people who were starting a new career, and they
Or
didn't
going
have
to school or doing something like that. Yeah.
right.
I totally get that.
Right. So it's so this was a good exercise. The issue that I saw, and I'm not gonna call it an issue because we know we try to be positive here, but what I saw was when it came down to, you had your regular household bills, but when it came down to something needed to be fixed, how did you pay for it? What did you pay for? That was one thing. Then the other one was, we were doing 50-50, but I wasn't going to do 50-50 for the credit card bills that were established that person did before, because I'm not paying the debt that they owe, because some of their credit card bills were astronomical, and I'm not going to be responsible for paying somebody else's bills that I didn't benefit from. So I thought that was interesting too. So
Yeah.
we got a lot of things out here. So there's a lot to kind of chew on. I think this should be a podcast.
It can very well be a podcast. I think it is something that people should really consider and think about, because there are so many dynamics in finances, and we do know that finances is one of those big arguments that couples have, and it takes a lot of trust. It takes a lot of trust to trust somebody with your finances. This is your livelihood. Like, you have to and to come together that way. Yeah. I think it could be a podcast. I totally do.
It has to be, because I've talked to people with this question. They was like, I got burnt before. Not getting burnt before. I bought somebody out of debt, and then now we're not together. So I spent a lot of money getting that person out of debt because I was good. And I don't have nothing to show for it. He or she is good now, but I lost that money. I could have put that money into something else. So I think we need to do this as a podcast. I think so too. The quick hits as the quick hits, because there's the quick hits. We're supposed to get in and get out. So how about we say this? So we've had 50-50. We had the traditional way where the man would pay for everything. Mm-hmm. And again, I'm not trying to eliminate other people. If you got a partners too, that counted in that. And a hybrid. A hybrid was, it was getting where you fit in. It was I pay what I have, you pay what you have, and then we'll figure it out in the middle on if things get broke or things like that. But I'm not going to pay a bill that I wasn't a part of, like your credit card bills, or if you have outstanding debt somewhere. So I've seen that. So I don't know. Any I think that's a good start. I don't know.
That's a good start. I think that's a good start. I mean, have the conversation. That's my word. Have the conversation, because that's going to help you in the long run. And it helps for longevity in understanding who your partner is, who's in your garden.
And I look at it like this. Yeah, we got to do this as a podcast. So audience, we're going to do this as a podcast. I mean, we're just going to give you the quick hits now, only because we promise you quick hits, and these quick hits have to be quick hits. But you see how some people pay the bills in their household. If you're new, you have to figure it out, and you have to be consistent with it. I don't think it's just figuring it out. It's be consistent with it.
Being consistent.
So here's the thing. You have to allow, and I think I'm going a little further than I should, but I got to say this. You have to allow, if life changes happens, you get a new job, or you get laid off, or things like that, or any, unfortunately, if any tragedies happen. So you got to allot for that, and make sure that you prepare for that. So I'm going to leave it off like that as a quick hit. So I thank everybody for participating. Thank you for your answers. It was really great, because you sparked this got to be a series, because we got to go deep into it, because we just can't talk about just how you pay this way, because there's a lot of bills out there to pay, light and gas, car notes, this, that, everything. So I want to dig deeper into this.
Yeah, there's a lot to it too, and it depends on where you are, what stage you are in your life, what you're looking at, what you're trying to get to, what you're trying to do. So this is a huge conversation.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna give you any last words.
No.
Okay. Well, again, as we in our podcast trying to do something, we'll keep you in your same place, but when you actually do something, your place has no limitations. I am your host, DeLay Bloomer. That is my co-host, Harlan Brown, and we'll see you on the next quick hit.
See you next time.